Right, so on this day, what I want us to do first of all is just embody just a position of comfort. And I say that exactly the same every time because we've already started by coming into presence with each other. And I want us to think about what that comfort looks like for us today. And just bring your eyes to a gentle close. And just feel in to how the body feels at this moment in time. So don't think about how it used to feel, how it's felt during another practice. Okay, if you are tempted or if that dialogue starts to play, just step away. So you don't need to berate or show any anger. Just feel into how the body feels today. And we're going to get curious today about how different parts of the body feel on a journey to our feet. And then we're going to do something for the turn of the wheel of the year. So just get curious as to how the hips are feeling. Just feel into that area. So the left side and the right side of the hips and the pelvis. So if you're sat down, you're in a hinged position. So the spine is going up and the legs are coming across and down. So feel into you, instead of going looking for the hips and the hip joints, the pelvic girdle, just get curious about what you're drawn to, what immediately starts to talk. So it might be some discomfort or some aching, or from the left side to the right side, or from the front to the back. You might notice some differences. And then just think about the surface that's holding the whole of the weight through the hips. That surface that is underneath. And just question if there's any tension preventing you from letting the surface hold you a little more. And just that knowledge or curiosity into how the pelvis and the hips are feeling right now may be enough. Just shift any tension that you're holding in that area. And feel into the back of the thighs. Just taking on the same curiosity with that area. Just letting it be held by the surface of the sofa. Feeling into the skin, and as the skin touches the clothes. And as the clothes then come into the first contact with the surface, then stretching down to the back of the knees, the darkness at the back of the knees, and just the places in which this, again, the surface or the clothes, trousers, touch the skin. Just coming down into the calves, from the very top of the calf, just tracing all the way down to the ankle. And also curiosity as to how the inside of the calf feels and the outside of the calf. Just step away from expectation, because expectation might show itself like your thoughts. And if your thoughts or expectations start to distract you, just come back to the part of the body that we're exploring. No urgency. Then just coming down into the ankle. In this particular case, the back of the ankle. And the bone of the foot, which is cushioned by the heel. Just feeling into the heel. Maybe it's in contact with a sock or a slipper inside a shoe. And then just feeling the inside of the heel and the outside of the heel, and that bridge of skin at the back of the bottom of the foot. And almost a spacious feeling. And then coming forward to the midfoot and the instep. And then to the expanse behind the toes. So the biggest part of that being behind the big toe. And then coming all the way down or all the way along like a mountain range. And then the bottom of each toe. So the bottom of the big toes, the second toes, the third toes, the fourth toes, and maybe just a small amount of the smallest toes of each foot. Because by this stage, our big toes have been through the ringer a bit. And then just feel into the whole of the bottom of each foot. So bring everything together, all those different parts that we've brought our inquiry to. Just feel them as expanse in the whole of the foot. And then just feel into how that feels in the rest of the body. So that gentle relaxation, that awareness in the bottom of each foot. How does that make the rest of the body feel? And I just want you to imagine what's beneath the feet. What's beneath the expanse of each foot. So it might be the carpet. You might be drawn to the texture of the surface of the shoes or socks. And then with that relaxation, I want you to see if you can feel blades of grass, maybe gentle temperature change under the feet, and blades of grass just gently bowing and flattening and taking the weight of the whole body. Just feeling into those points of contact, like the grass possibly is dewy and maybe slightly damp. And as you look up, you can see yourself in this huge meadow. I mean, there is grass in every direction. Every direction you look is just a wide expanse of a grassy meadow. And you can fill in, you can maybe start to see a tree at one end of the meadow. And near this tree, you can actually make out some figures. And you can see the figures are actually dancing around a fire. So that fire is perfectly safe and contained. And you can start to walk just towards the tree and the fire. And you can feel the underside of the grass as you walk across the meadow. And when you lift your feet, the grass that you've stepped on stands up behind you. And when you reach the fire, you can see that there is a beautiful celebratory bonfire. And that there's a warmth coming from this bonfire. And you can just breathe in just the warmth and the love that the bonfire is transmitting, is giving out. So it's emanating energy and colour, beautiful orange and yellow flames, and crackling and warmth. And just breathe in the warmth like a squirrel just hoarding all those nuts, just taking in that warmth just to help you as winter approaches. And just bring your attention to the breath, just to that breathing in and breathing out. So you can say, I am breathing in on the inhale, and I am breathing out on the exhale, or in and out, just adapting the words just so that the breath leads. Just so that the breath leads, and whichever words flow around the breath, the inhale and the exhale, just taking in the warmth of the fire and the tree that you saw a safe distance from the bonfire, just doing what trees do, taking all that CO2 that you've breathed out and just breathing in. just playing its part as you do. And then just focusing on the navel rising and falling, breathing in and breathing out. Just letting the image of the meadow recede. Just having taken some warmth and stored some warmth for when you need it over the winter months. And just coming back into the body and into the room. Just letting the navel rising and falling being the focus. And just gradually tuning into the sound of the breath coming in and out. And then becoming aware of sounds that are near to you. So sounds in the room, maybe animals, maybe people approaching. And then sounds in the distance. So maybe cars or the trees, people in the corridor outside. And then sounds that are near to you. And then back to yourself. And seeing yourself as a whole and bringing some movement. So bringing some awareness and movement first into the feet and the calves, the hips, the back of the neck, back of the head, and the top of the head, so the whole body becoming present. And just taking your time to open the eyes with that downward gaze when you feel ready to do so. So just coming back either immediately or just taking the time to come back.